Hello and welcome to the next episode of Mario vs Donkey Kong. Now, I've just come off of doing something, so I've finally got round to watching Home Alone 2 Lost in New York this year. And that was so funny. I've just come off watching it like a few minutes ago. I finished watching it. I'll skip the credits because the credits are boring personally. Unless there's some fun things going along with it. But anyway, the cool part is that I really like some of the things that happen in the in it. Like, it is so the original Home Alone is a fun film. Home Alone 2 personally is better than 1. But it is just such a funny film. Because if you look at some of the really fun scenes, the absolute classic memorable scene where Kevin's Uncle Frank's in the shower. So that scene is so fun. For me personally, when Kevin goes into the bathroom and Frank's singing to himself in the shower. If you've watched Home Alone, you'll probably remember that scene because it's just so funny. And the bit where he uses this to get the staff in the Plaza Hotel to go away. Like when he's recorded on tape, that is so funny. How he just plays the tape and Frank starts singing and it's like, I'm the king of Jack. It's so funny. So anyway, another weird thing I noticed was kind of the little Easter egg towards It's a Wonderful Life. See, what I mean by Easter egg is that, well, if you've watched both It's a Wonderful Life and Home Alone 2, there's this scene where the rest of Kevin's family are in Miami, I think. Yeah, they are in Miami, and they are watching a scene of It's a Wonderful Life. Weirdly, which is a pretty cool nod to the film itself, personally. But weirdly, all the dialogue is in Spanish. The only reason I knew it was It's a Wonderful Life was because I recognised George Bailey. Oh, whoops. Didn't do the icicles. Oh, it's gonna be annoying, man. So anyway, what else have I been doing? But like, it is a very, very fun. Home Alone 2 is a very fun. For me, it personally is better than the first one. But like, that's my personal opinion, and I know some people prefer the second one to the first, and to me, that's fine. So like, another thing is I've also been watching more of Huckleberry Finn's Friends. I've been watching some of it. I haven't watched it in like a couple days. I haven't watched it in a couple days, but I've got up to episode 9. Which is the one where Tom and Hook run off to find buried treasure. That's the start of their treasure hunt. Anyway, as I said last time, I'll be playing. I've wrote my letter, Santa, and hopefully I'll get Super Smash Bros. For Wii. Oh no, for Wii U. Sorry. Anyway, I've also watched more episodes of The Simpsons. Like, more funny parts. There were, like, funny parts to a lot of them. Like, there's this one where Mr. Burns, where the power plant, for whatever reason, gets taken over by Germans. And by taking over, I don't mean taken over. As in, suddenly they gain control of the power plant. No, it's they sign a deal with Mr. Burns to sell the power plant off for $1 million. And Mr. Burns agrees. So these Germans now run the power plant, and it just gets weird. Like, I do like the viewers like, right, we need to talk to your safety inspector. Because of course it's like, oh, I didn't. Oh, I'm burning these now, aren't I? Anyway. What? It does get quite funny. Like, the bit where it's like, let's talk to a safety inspector who will know a lot. Of course, the safety inspector is Homer. And of course, he doesn't know anything. And one of the funniest parts is when he starts talking about things that kind of he wants. Wants for the power plant. And it gets funny because of what Homer starts saying, and then they get on to about how Homer wants more sweets in the vote machine because apparently it's just all apples or something like that. And literally the German ones say they understand, say they're from Lamb Chocolate, whatever that means. And then it gets funny because Homer zones out and starts thinking about him being a literal man and a land literally made of chocolate. And then it comes back to present day, and it's like, and then I was like, we're talking about Lamb Chocolate, and the Germans go, that was 10 minutes ago. And it's just so funny in some of the episodes. Anyway, like, what then happens is, like, that's one of the memorable parts. Another memorable part is when, this is a different episode, when Homer takes a test on how well he knows Bart. He doesn't know anything, and it just gets quite funny at times. Like, there is this one part where, in this episode, where Homer exploits Lisa, in the sense of, they start spending time together, but this is mainly because Lisa is somehow very good at guessing the correct team, guessing the team that will win in an American football match. And Homer exploits this to his own personal gain, because he is also he is also gambling on these. He's also gambling on these American football matches. So, because he's gambling, well, because he's gambling and always winning because of Lisa, because he's exploiting this, Oh. Anyway, what then happens is because I was exploring this, and then he does actually have to tell Marge where he's getting all the money from. He says, please don't be mad at me, Marge, and says, promise me you won't be mad at me. And then she says, I promise you I will be mad at you because I always am when you tell me stuff like this. It's like, and then he says, I've been gambling, and she immediately gets very angry at Homer and the fact that he's been gambling, and tells him gambling's illegal. And then it comes out that because the American football season's over, he's no longer going to spend time with Lisa. Which basically just highlights the fact that he which just highlights the fact that he was only using Lisa for his own personal gain. So she falls out with him, and then he says, and then she ends up having a nightmare about when she's older. It shows us a very rough kind of give me what I want or won't be very nice to you kind of person. But she says in this nightmare, she wants food and says to this person, she says, I've been gambling since I was 8, and I've been hocking jewellery since I was 12. Now, I actually looked up the meaning of hocking, which is to sell something that you intend to buy back. But of course, if she's been, to a degree, just selling and stealing jewellery, the reason why she would have been doing this is because, of course, she would have been doing it because, well, gambling most likely leads to debt. So she would be in debt from losing so much money. So she ends up just giving up. She ends up just giving up the stuff that Homer's bought her with the money. So, what else can I talk about I've done? So, I've watched Home Alone 2. I'm going to watch the rest of the Home Alone films because before this year, I've only watched the original 2. So of course, I'm watching Home Alone. I watched Home Alone 2 because personally, it's the best Christmas film ever. I love it, it's so fun. But anyway, as I also said, I've been watching more Huckleberry Finn Friends. Oh, go away. At least you don't lose health. But anyway, like, I think the next time what I'll do is, and this is like the next video, is I'll start Milky Way Wishes, which is a bit long by itself, but it's not long. Press blue, thank you. Red, good. Oh no. Fine. Anyway, like, what then happened, I think, like, got it. Yep. But then, like, what then happens is that Milky Way Wishes, it is to a degree a long game. Oh yes, beat him, good. To a degree, Milky Way Wishes for Kirby Superstar, that is a bit of a long game. But it is the final game in Kirby Superstar. Well, it's not the final game. There is one more mode after that. But it doesn't have a story or anything, pardon me. If you've played most modern Kirby games, like Kirby Return Dreamland or Triple Deluxe, or games like that, nearly every game in the series nowadays, most modern games, have a boss rush kind of mode. And the final mode in Superstar is, of course, the boss rush, the arena. But the final actual mode is, the final gameplay mode is Milky Way Wishes, which is what I'll be doing next time. Probably early next week. So, bye. I'll see you for stuff of Milky Way Wishes. See you next time.